Hello everyone, my name is Christian Casti and this is my informative speech on nuclear energy. Nuclear energy, since its refinement in 1945, has been a heated topic between politicians, businessmen, and locals. I have studied nuclear energy on a personal level and visited multiple different units as well as reactors, and I've studied it through a college environmental class. Although nuclear energy is well known by many people, the actual goings-ons and happenings that go inside of the nuclear reactor, as well as how much it affects America, is not as well understood. As many do not know, 20% of the United States total energy reserve, 20% of it is from nuclear energy. Nuclear energy is so beneficial to America because of how efficient it is, how green it is, and how well that unit of energy is becoming innovative every day. Few people really know about how nuclear energy is actually harnessed through the rods and everything, so I'll start with a brief overview to set a foundation for the remainder of my speech. So, you can break down a reactor into four main parts. The outer main smokestack, which is lead and stone, and that goes around the reactor, which contains rods, water, and uranium pellets that go within the rods, along with control rods. Electricity is run through these rods to create a reaction that causes the electrons to bounce around, releasing heat, evaporating the water, moving a turbine, thus creating electricity through a converter. So, the system, although it sounds very convoluted, is actually much more efficient than many other people think. On a local level, over half of the households in South Carolina are actually ran by a nuclear power plant in North Carolina. And when compared to other forms, the return on investment is nearly incomparable. 1 gram of uranium is equal to 3 million times the amount of energy as 1 gram of coal. One uranium rod can last up to 6 years on a single use, and one reactor can create 1 gigawatt of electricity, which is comparable to 725,000 American homes on average. So, in addition to efficiency, nuclear energy is also very green. And as many people are concerned with health issues, along with all of the pollution from the other types. So the main problems that come with coal, oil, and natural gas, which are America's 3 main power sources. Coal burning often leads to smogs, emphysema, cancer, breathing difficulty, birth defect, smog, and the list goes on and on. And that's clearly one of the most used in the industry, especially in steel, for example in Pittsburgh and Los Angeles. Secondly, oil in cars. As the engines burn, they release carbon monoxide into the atmosphere, which again causes breathing problems as well as ozone holes. Natural gas, which is used for mostly residential heating, can release methane into the atmosphere, and as many of you probably don't know, methane is the most heat-retentive natural occurring gas on Earth, which when that gets into the atmosphere, it causes an even greater effect of the greenhouse, heating the Earth even faster. When compared to nuclear energy, you would think that this must release a lot of deadly radiation all the time and hurt a ton of people. But other than just the acquisition of the mining of uranium, there's no carbon or any other type of emission released from the heat or the movement of the electrons in the bars they contain in that lead-lined stone wall. So, and also there's a company that's also figuring out how to use that waste to convert it into medicine and heat for residents, but that's again very early in stages. Finally, innovation in nuclear energy is also making very viable options for most American families. New forms of reactors will be creating through a company called NuScale. They develop small reactors that are walkaway safe and only need 1 staff member to run, which drives down the cost of the total of building as well as maintenance on one of them. So the Yucca Mountain project tackles the issue of how to dispose of the waste after it is used and after the 6 years when the rods are done. So, this new project will allow for safer and careful placement of nuclear waste in a new state-of-the-art location under the top of a mountain, so it'll keep it away from the groundwater, as well as seeping into the ocean, which a lot of people have often been worried about, because previously, in the 70s, they would release it into the ocean because they didn't know what it would do, but now, they've created a more efficient system for disposal. In terms of GDP and how beneficial this could be to our economy as a whole, the U.S. Department of Energy, DOE, gave NuScale $40 million in cost-sharing financial support to help keep this project on pace and meet its goal of having 4 generators in place by 2026 for testing, and in the game for the $500 billion nuclear energy industry. So, as you guys can imagine, money in the pocket's never a problem. In conclusion, nuclear energy is truly fascinating and truly beneficial to all American families. The nuclear industry is taking many strides every day that will greatly increase everyone's benefit from energy. The overall efficiency exceeds all other common resources, the energy being made is greener and safer, and the nuclear power is ever changing and always growing. The world world is growing and the energy is growing. And I believe that the use of nuclear energy will grow to meet that need. Thank you.